YouTube family. I am so excited that you came today and stopped by to hear an encouraging word today. Don't we all need to be encouraged, especially right now? So me and Noe actually were walking. He gets to walk with me on his days off. And so we were walking and chit-chatting. And actually, school, of course, is starting back up soon. And we do homeschool. So I like to kind of pull my year together and decide what we're doing and how we're going to run the school, things we want to do differently or things we really enjoyed. And so one of the things that really doesn't have much to do with the school, but what I wanted to start when school does start, had a lot to do with these, our good old cell phones. So we have, me and Noe both have a phone. And then our older daughters, one's 22, she's an adult, and then our 18-year-old has a phone. So anyway, and I had told him, I said, one of the things that I really wanted to do that is different is changing the cell phone rule, if you will, in our home. That if you're in the living room, if you're hanging out during any time of family time, if you're not off on your own, or maybe you're just looking up a quick recipe or something like that, then let's just set them on their charger. Let's just put them away and not even have them out. And it's something that I've totally noticed. I mean, who hasn't noticed that? Obviously, if you go anywhere in public these days, kids are learning that what this is a safety net, if you will. This is a backup to how to deal with awkward situations or a silent moment. They're not learning to engage in conversation with people next to them and get to know people or be used by God and be able to minister to people or recognize if someone next to them is crying or looks severely depressed. We're not catching that. What kids are going to learn by us staying so embedded into these phones, whether you are, we could be surfing the internet, we could be Facebook, we could be on Instagram, whatever it is taking our time from the real world. It's taking our time from being moms and dads, brothers and sisters, just family. And I know for us in our home, I didn't want our kids to see it, that this is the lifeline. You have to have this, you know. Everywhere I go, I have to have it. We already know that if you're lost and you can't find your way in your car, your direction, pull out your phone, you can find it. Your banking information is on it. Anything you want to know about anything, you can find on it. It's just your mini computer. I can't even name all the things that this obviously has access to. Obviously, all the music that you want to find on it. Anything under the moon. This is how we find it now, isn't it? You know, how many times we tell our kids, I don't know how many times I've had to say, you know, we didn't have cell phones back then, you know, when we were first started dating and things like that. We didn't have one of these. So like my kids that are starting to drive, you know, of course, they're going to want to know that I have this for immediate access to get help and one of the cases, well, we didn't have that. We just didn't have access to these things. You can live. You don't have to have one of these. But what I wanted to obviously put into the home, and me and Noe both in agreement, that if we're always on it and we treat it like this is the source of life, I have to have it. I can't go anywhere without it. It's on my body in some way at all times, whether it's in my pocket, it's in my purse, it's shoved in my shirt, it's somewhere on my body. It cannot leave. It sleeps next, charges. Where I sleep is right next to me, so I can have full access and grab it whenever I need it or I feel I have to have it. If that's what we're teaching our kids, then we're not teaching them communication. We're not teaching them to take time to want to create relationships with people and learn how to talk and communicate with them and minister when you're out and about. So one of the things, obviously, how many times have you found yourself, when we first got cell phones, and this is one of the things that I noticed right away that I did not like, but you're a parent, or even you're just around children, but you're doing something, oh yeah, you're enjoying it and you're being entertained, where the case and the kid needs something. Yes, just a minute. Just a minute. Now, if you don't stop, you're going to get yourself in trouble. Oh my goodness, are you kidding? Now, what did I just say? Stop. I'm not going to get it for you if you don't stop. And you're back to this. This was so much more important to you than what the kid needed or wanted, anything. But what we're teaching them is that this is what matters. What is so good about this is why kids are wanting phones earlier and earlier at a younger and younger age. They're wanting it because they're seeing that this is, wow, this is the bomb. This is, I've got to have one. I have to have one. Everybody has one. But I have to have it because it answers all of my problems. It answers everything in life. It's going to get me anywhere I want to go in life is this. Yes, these are great to have for many reasons. Especially this day and age, I think it's a creepier place. We have a lot of things going on in the world, so I know myself, I want mine on me if I'm walking out of a store and have to walk to my car. I want to have one of these, yes. But when it comes to we're in the presence of our kids, moms and dads, I encourage you to maybe, evaluate how they're being used in your home and figure on how you can teach to your children like we are to ours, that yes, this serves purpose. There's good things that come from this. It's great access to have on you for phone calls, and if I have to, get a hold of somebody very quickly or somebody wants to reach me, I get it. I totally get it. But let's pay close attention to how much attention we give these as opposed to how much attention we're giving to our kids. So like I said, this is something that I know we are implementing into our home and just making sure that our kids, just see how important they are, and communication and spending family time together without these floating around the room. So it's just so important. The world is going to shift and change, isn't it? It's just going to continue doing that just as it always has, and it always will. But, we as Christians are in the world, but we are not to be of the world, are we? So I just encourage you today to maybe look into your home and see how much of a priority these are becoming, maybe over the kids. We already see in restaurants, you sit down and they've got that little doohickey on your, it's a mini computer, I guess, that offers games and slide your card. Of course, another way for them to make money, but it also is supposed to entertain your kid. But, obviously then back in the day, what do? We actually talked to our kids. We actually sat down, and we didn't have cell phones. So we sat down and asked them, how was school today? How was this today? What's our next family vacation we should take? Or what are we doing this weekend? Let's talk about it. Let's talk about what you want for dinner. What is on the menu? Let's chit chat about it. I mean, there was communication, and that the enemy loves it. He is loving it because cell phones are stopping us from communicating. Right? Well, that's how we have to get to know one another. That's how we have to get the gospel out. That's how we show people God's love, is by communicating to them and loving them. So I encourage you today to evaluate your home, and maybe, if there's changes that need to be made or whatever we need to do, let's make sure our kiddos know that they are priority. They are full priority over these or the actual computers, but they're full priority, not our phones. Well, anyway, I encourage you with this today, and I hope it was an encouraging word to you and your heart and your family. And we invite you to subscribe to our channel. Come on over, give us a thumbs up, and subscribe to our channel and hear encouraging words from us, our family. Enjoy our other videos that we have to offer on there. And thank you.